Hello students, I am Mrs. Rupali Samir Brahme from Deccan Education Society's Ferguson College, Pune. And today we are going to start with Information Technology lecture series. And in that series, we are going to start with the first chapter, that is Advanced Web Designing. Students, we have total 6 chapters, and all the 6 chapters we are going to cover using the slides as well as demos. So you are lucky enough that you have the online examination for this subject. In that you will be having objective as well as some of the subjective type of questions. So from today we will start with slides as well as demos for learning HTML as well as other programming techniques. Let us start today. We are having total 6 chapters as I just said. So here we have first chapter, advanced web designing. Students, this chapter is very important from the point of examination as it has 20 marks weightage. Students, second chapter is introduction to SEO, that is search engine optimization. In the first chapter, we are going to learn how to create a website using HTML5. HTML5 is important for creating dynamic web pages. Along with that, you are going to learn CSS, that is cascading style sheet, in the first chapter. Students, we will learn how to create web pages and how to link them to create a website in the first chapter, that is advanced web designing. If you create website by using HTML5, obviously you may want to publish that website on the internet. So you may publish that by trying out the steps given in your textbook. So in the first chapter, how to create a website, how to check the website and how to publish it, that you may learn in the first chapter. Now, the published website, obviously you want that people should visit your website. If you want that people should visit website, it should be listed in the search engine. Students, you might be using the search engines like Google, Yahoo or other search engines. So if you want to list down your website in popular search engines like Google or Yahoo, the second chapter is going to teach you how can list your website in these search engines and which are the techniques to list your website in these search engines. So the second chapter will help you out in this. So students, this chapter concept publish your website and of list your website in the search engines are covered in these two chapters. The third chapter is advanced JavaScript. In this chapter, you are going to learn client-side scripting using JavaScript. If you want to validate the client data like form or other data at the browser end, you can try out with JavaScript. JavaScript programming you are going to learn in this third chapter, that is JavaScript. In the JavaScript, you are going to learn event-driven programming. Events are the actions done by the user like click, double click, etc. So based on the user's action, you're going to write down the program in JavaScript, which will be there in your examination as well. So you are going to learn various objects of JavaScript in the third chapter, that is math object, array object, date object, string object, etc. You are going to learn the fourth chapter, that is the emerging technologies like IoT, cloud computing, AI and 5G. So what are these? In detail, we will study in the fourth chapter. Students, in emerging technologies, we are having introduction to new technologies, and the new technologies like artificial intelligence, 5G, that is fifth generation cellular network technology, is introduced in the fourth chapter. In the next chapter, that is the PHP server side scripting, we are going to learn how to connect your web pages which you have created by using HTML5 to the databases. So if you want to shop online sitting at home, obviously you fill some forms or you give some information to website. So if you want to fill out this information and it should be saved on the server, you need a backend. So to save your data at a backend, you need the programming at the server side. So that can be done by using PHP. Students, if you search some products online and if you buy products online, the e-commerce comes into the picture. and that is the last chapter. So let us begin with the first chapter, that is advanced web designing today. So here we are going to recall the chapter that is impressive web designing from the 11th standard. Students, you might have already tried out with HTML programs in 11th standard. And as you know, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. You can type your HTML program in any of the text editor, simply Notepad in the Windows operating system. So you can save it by giving extension .htm or .html, any of the extension. I would like to give the suggestion that go any of it, but once you select any of the extension, please stick with that extension, because if you save the file by giving extension .html and if you search the file or if you try to open the file having extension .html, you will not able to find that file. For example, if here I have given index.html file and if I link the file index.html, the computer will not able to find that file because these two will be treated as different extensions. So to execute such HTML or HTML file, you have to just open that in any of the web browser like Internet Explorer or Opera, or you may make use of Microsoft Edge over there to see the output of the file created by you by using HTML code. Student, this is simple HTML program which you might have tried in your 11th standard. So you already know that there are two parts of HTML program. One is the head part and another is a body part. So in the head tag, you are writing the title, only the tag which you are writing here in the as a title. You may add the CSS or JavaScript inside the head tag. Here, when you write the HTML tag, it's always written in the angle bracket, that is less than and greater than sign. There is always an end tag for tags of HTML. Some of the tags are singular tags like HR or BR. So that we will study in the course of time. Students, observe over here. This is the PG color is the attribute that tells some extra information regarding the body. So I want that green color as a background for the web page. So here background is the attribute of the body tag and body is the tag over here. So green is the value of the PG color attribute. Always remember that attribute must be given by giving a space between the tag and attribute. So after the attribute, there is always equal to symbol and followed by value of it. Students, do remember that if you don't give a space between the tag and attribute, your program will not work. Here, you may observe the spelling of the PG color. It's not COLOUR. It's a PGCOLOR. So if you try out with BGCOLOUR, it will not work. So let us see which are the tags which we are going to learn this year. Exclamatory mark doc type HTML is the first tag of HTML which you are going to try out here. So this tag is used for telling the computer that it is document type declaration and it will let the browser will know that which flavor of HTML file it is. So syntax, as you observe on your screen, that it is less than sign, exclamatory mark, doc type and HTML. So here no output is expected, that is just for telling the computer that it is HTML file document. U tag, next tag you have already learned in 11th standard to give the underline. As you may observe over here, if I give the hello between U and NU, I am getting the underline, as you may observe in the output column. Next tag is italic tag, that is written by just mentioning I in the angular brackets. So if you specify the welcome over here, as you may observe, the output is welcome has appeared in the italic format. Students, you may try out these tags in your HTML web pages for practicing. SUB tag, that is subscripted form, if you want some text like so here in on your screen, observe if you want to have H2O, so 2 is subscripted format I want, so I have written just 2 between SUB and end SUB so that I will get H2O, that is water formula. Over here in the output you may observe that 2 is subscripted because of SUB tag. So these are the physical style tags which you are going to make use of in your first HTML assignment. So which are the physical style tags? If somebody asks you, so this is bold, italic, underline. are the subscripted tags. Superscript tag. So superscript tag is if you want to have the text raised format. Like say here in the output, observe 28th. So that th is raised. So I wrote that th in the superscript and end superscript format. So this also you can make use of in your assignment. Student, observe the del tag. So prior HTML, the older version, it was having a s tag. So here if you want to show the text purposefully deleted, like here I want to delete I am over here purposefully on my page. So here I wrote that I am in between del and end del. So here that's why in the output it is having the strike through effect in the output format. So students, mark tag is the next tag, which if you want to have the highlighting like yellow, as you can see on your screen, hello is highlighted over there by yellow color. So if you want to highlight some particular important information, you can make use of the mark tag and end mark tag. So students, observe the tags are paired tags. So last tag I wrote in the table is a BR tag. So that BR tag, as you know, if you type so many times enter in your code, still it will not get affected on your web page. So if you want to have your text on the next line, you can make use of the break tag in your HTML code. So if you specify a break tag, your text is going to come on the next line. As you may observe, after hi, I wrote a break tag, obviously the hello came on the next line. So here break tag is a singular tag. It doesn't has the end BR tag. So you may just write simple break tag to get your text on the next line. So student, let us see few more tags which will recall. So image tag you have already used in 11, that has the attributes src and alt. Alt stands for alternative text, which also you are going to make use of in your first assignment. In the first assignment, you are going to insert the image on the web page. So for inserting the image, you need the img tag. Students, observe over here, the image tag is again a singular tag. It doesn't has the end tag. So src and alt are the attributes. Src tag specifies the URL or the path of the file. Here you may observe I have not given any of the path. I just gave the name balbharati.jpg. I just mentioned the name of the image file. Why? Because if my file is in the same folder where my HTML file, I need not have to specify the path of the file. So if HTML file and my image file are in the same folder, if I do not specify the path, then still it will come on your web page. So students, here next tag is a paragraph tag, which has the attribute align. So align equal to left. If I write, the paragraph will be aligned on the left hand side. It is a pair tag, so I can write A and P. Once I write the P tag, your text is going to come in the paragraph format on the next line. So here the tag which you have already tried again in the 11th standard is the anchor tag. And in the 12th standard also in assignments, you're going to link your web pages by using anchor tag. Students, observe over here, if I want to have the hyperlink on your web page, you have to make use of the anchor tag. So anchor tag is specified by using href attribute as well. Observe there is a space between A and href. Href stands for hyperlink reference. In the reference, I have specified the URL of the Google website. Here you can specify name of your any of the HTML file or any of the document. You can specify over here which you want to open when upon clicking on the link. So here link means what is going to appear. Here in this case, open Google text is going to appear on your web page in a blue color and underline format. Upon clicking on that, user will get the Google website if internet is on. So here anchor tag is a pair tag. Observe there is a end anchor tag at the end. So now in 11th you might have already tried with H1 to H6. So H1 is the largest possible size heading. You can align that by using align attribute. So students, in 12th standard as well in assignments, you are going to make use of H1 tag. H2 tag, H3 tag, like that you can specify. So here I take the example of the subjects. So subject is a heading. which is the biggest size, and I took two subjects, so that is having a little bit smaller font than subjects. Two subjects will be having similar font as I have specified H2 for that. So you can specify up to H6, which is the smallest heading size. So what is a form, which is very important from the point of examination? Students, do remember that the form tag can be asked in multiple choice questions, or it can be asked in question number 8A or 8B. Students, form tag is a paired tag. So you can have the attributes for the form as first attribute is a name. So it will just identify which form it is. So here name attribute will identify each form. Action attribute will tell the computer that which file to be opened upon the submission of the form. So you need to specify the URL of the file. That means path of the file. When user will submit the form, this path will be followed, or this path is going to open. This URL file will be opened on the server. So here you can specify the attribute method. So method attribute by default, if you are not mentioning, it is get. So students, do write down that. If you have a notebook and pen with you, please mention that get is a default attribute, the default value of the method attribute in the form. So question may be asked in your examination, which is the default method used in the form tag. So get is a default method used in the form. So there are two methods, one is a get and one is a post. When you use the get method, means which is the default method, your whatever information filled by the user will get attached to the URL. Whereas the post is more secure information. If you want to accept some confidential information like bank ID or passwords, you have to go for the post method, because it does not shows your data in the URL. So there is a limit for getting the data by using the get methods. So number of characters are limited in case of the get method, whereas the post method do not have such kind of a limit. So that's why always the post method is preferred while accepting the information when you want to send it to the server. Students, form tag is very important. As I said, you're going to make use of the form tag in your JavaScript as well as you may have the questions regarding creating the forms in HTML. So you are going to write down this form tag in your question number 8A or 8B either. So the question may be asked based on which are the attributes of the form tag as well. So let us start with the input tag, which you may write inside the, you have to write the form tag and followed by you have to write the input tag. So which are the input tag? If you want to design some form and in that you want to accept some information from the user. So here you can accept your information in the form by using the input tag. So first is input type equal to radio. Suppose you want to accept the subject from the user and you have the choice only from mathematics or geography, you have to select one subject. If you want to offer such thing to the students, then in that case you may mention the input type equal to radio. Input type equal to radio indicates that user has only one choice to select. Here is the output, like you will observe that there is a circle over there, and if you click on that, user will able to select the particular subject. If you select another subject, obviously the first subject will be deselected. Student, next is the checkbox. If you specify input type equal to checkbox, you may have the multiple choices to select. Here I can select all these three subjects. As you can see in the output, I can select it by using there is a square and you can tick mark it by clicking on it. If you want to provide such kind of the facility in the form, you have to make use of input type equal to checkbox. After the input type equal to checkbox, I wrote the English word, which is going to appear on your web page. If you want to specify value, you have to specify the value attribute inside the checkbox. How that we will see when you will see the programming. Next is the input type equal to submit. Student, if you won't specify value over there, by default submit query will be the value. What is a value? Value is the thing which is going to appear on your button. So here submit query is the thing which is appeared on the button, as you may see in the output. If you specify some value over there in the input type equal to button followed by value, so that value, whatever you will specify, will be the part of the caption on the button. So here next tag is input type equal to password. Suppose you want to accept the password which should not be visible, that means whatever is typed will be shown in for the format of the dot. So if you want to display it like this, as you can see on your screen, you may make use of input type equal to password. So students, while accepting the password, you have to specify input type equal to password. You may specify name also for this input tag, so that whatever password type will be saved in that particular name. So next is input type equal to reset. If somebody wants to fill the form again, then this facility should be there in your form to reset it. So simply type input type equal to reset, will get the reset button as you can see in the output. So if user clicks on the reset, form values will be reset by default, because reset is having the special importance to reset or clear the form contents. The input type equal to button, value equal to any value whichever you want to specify, will be displaying the button like this. Here I have mentioned the click here value. That's why in the output you may observe on the button there is a click here value. So here input type equal to button also you are going to make use of in your JavaScript programs. Text area tag. Text area tag, if you want to accept multiple lines from the user. If you want to accept single line, you can make use of input type equal to text. Whereas if you want to accept multiple lines like address, if you want to accept, then in that case you may need a square box where user can type many lines. By default, it will appear like this. If required, if when user types, the scroll bar will be activated. Students, input tag has these attributes, like say type we have seen, input type equal to text. So if I type input type equal to text, there will be a simple text box which can accept the name, as I want to accept last name over here. You may accept any kind of a text by using input type equal to text. Student, remember whatever you are going to accept by using input type equal to text, that will be in the string format or text format. You may type numbers also over there, but that will be considered as a characters. Checked keyword is used over here to have the tick mark automatically selected. If you want, then you can make use of checked keyword. So for example, English is a compulsory subject, and if you want that already it should be selected by the form. So here you can specify the checked keyword, as you may observe here on your screen. Here the checked keyword, here I have written here checked keyword inside the input tag, so that English will be selected by default. Max length will accept only the 10 characters here, as you have seen over here on your screen, that max length number of characters limitation can be given by using this. So if I specify max length is equal to 15, I will able to accept only 15 characters from the user. So this is useful for limiting the number of characters for accepting in the text box. So next is a size. So what is the difference between size and max length? Student, size is nothing but the length of the text box which is going to appear on your web page. But max length is number of characters which you are going to accept on your web page. So if you specify max length as 20 and size is just 10, so that is not the feasible. You have to specify max length similar to the size. Why? Because the characters visible to the end user should be similar. Next tag is a select tag, which is important and used along with the option tag. If you want to display a drop down list on your web page from which user can select the options. So I can specify the drop down list by using the just select tag. So I will just give the message select subject. This I will write inside the body tag. So if I write select name equal to subject followed by the option tag. So always remember that select tag is used along with the option tag. Students, do remember that select tag is the paired tag. You need to write down end select. Whereas option tag is also a paired tag, but end option I have not mentioned over here. So end option tag is optional. If you don't give, still it works. But students, do remember option tag is also a paired tag. So option name equal to mathematics, I have mentioned value equal to 1. If end user selects mathematics subjects, then the name mathematics which I have mentioned over here will have the value 1 over here. So if student selects the biology subjects, then biology keyword will be having the value 2 over here. By it will store the value 2 in biology subject. So here I have ended the end select. What if I write such code in my body tag? I will get the output something like this, and upon drop down list I will get the subjects like this. Now here students, I can specify the keyword multiple in the select tag. If I specify the multiple keyword in the select tag, I can choose more than one subjects here in this case. Or if you want to have the multiple keyword in the select tags, whatever the listed atoms you can select more than one. So multiple keyword you need to remember from the point of examination, which is the keyword used in the select tag. So from the select tag, so many questions can come in your examination. Like select tag is used along with which tag. So you must remember that it should be used along with the option tag, or which tag is getting the drop down list. So select tag and option tag is used for getting the drop down list. You have to remember. Students, do remember that the keyword multiple is used if you want to select more than one options in the from the drop down list. So this is all about the drop down list and select tag. So let us see some of the more values of the type attribute of the input tag. So if these are total new for you. So HTML5 provides you more tags like over here. Input type equal to color, you can observe on your screen. If I specify input type equal to color, you can provide the facility to end user to select the color whichever the end user wants. If you specify input type equal to color in your HTML form, it will show something like this. And if user clicks on that, it will provide complete palette of all shades. Even user can type RGB color code. What is RGB? Red, green and blue. So if user types that values, that is the hexadecimal values, user can select any of the color. Or instead of that, just user can move mouse pointer over that and user can select the color shade whichever he or she wants. So here is a color palette available by using just typing the code input type equal to color. So students, next tag is input type equal to number. What is the use of that? Obviously to accept the number. Here there is a scroll bar along with the text box. So user can scroll to just select the number from this, and user can increase or decrease the number by clicking on that. Students, next tag is input type equal to URL. We are going to see the demo of all these, more understand what the tag URL is. So obviously your URL tag is to accept the URL or path of the file or path of the web page or path of the website. So whatever the URL is, you can observe over here. Here I have mentioned just the file name over here, which is simple file name. You may mention the website name over there in the URL. If you don't specify the correct URL, it will show you the error. Student, next is input type equal to image. If you want to have the submit button, you have observed like prior I wrote input type equal to submit. So in HTML5, instead of input type equal to submit, you can type input type equal to image for the submit button. So remember that in the examination question may come in HTML5. If you want to have the submit button, you have to use the tag input type equal to image, and input type equal to, it's not a submit, you need to remember it. There are two attributes for that, input type equal to image, and one more attribute you must mention, that is src equal to name of the file. Here I have created the file myimage.jpg, which has simply the submit name and which will appear like this on your web page. Students, we have learned today the input tag as well as the form tag. We also learned how the HTML5 tags along with the other tags are used. We have seen how the output comes. For all these tags, we are going to see the demo.